Welcome back to the webcast. It's Wednesday. That means we are doing our Week 16 Premier League preview and predictions. We got Doug and we got, for the first time ever, Kevin. Welcome, Kevin. Let's go. All right. Welcome back to the webcast. All sports, one web. It is Wednesday. That means we are doing European soccer. And what a week we had. Great top six matchups last weekend. Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool. We will get into that. Champions League round of 16 draw and Europa League knockout draw happened on Monday. All the World Cup squads are being announced day in, day out here as we approach the World Cup, 12 days away from kickoff in Qatar. We will get you ready for all of those things as we go. But since today is Wednesday, we are going Premier League. So let's get into it. Premier League predictions with Doug, Kevin, and I. Kevin, welcome to the podcast. Your first time. So happy to have you, even though it is after that 1-0 win to extend Arsenal's unbeaten streak at the Bridge. So good timing on your part for that one, but welcome and glad to have you.
Thank you, man. Yep, we are top of the league somehow.
Somehow, yeah. Well, the team that is definitely trying to chase Arsenal down will be hosting Brentford here on Saturday. Erling Haaland kind of injured out for 2 games there, getting worked back in, a 2-1 win, getting the winning goal off the bench against Fulham last time out. Brentford with a crazy back and forth game against Nottingham Forest that finished 2-2 last week. Who do you guys have in this one at the Etihad? Is it just Erling Haaland, 3 goals and all 3 points?
I think even if he doesn't play and De Bruyne doesn't play, Brentford still don't have a chance. I mean, it's just one of those matchups where it's just really unfortunate for Brentford. I see if Haaland plays, he scores. Period.
Yeah, even if Julian Alvarez plays, they're still gonna win comfortably, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Alvarez seems to be on the score sheet. Both his last 2 starts gets on the score sheet for Manchester City. A big win for Manchester City. I don't know if you call it a big win with their B team out today in the Carabao Cup, but they took down Chelsea there at home. I agree. 3 points from Brentford on Saturday seems already in the bag. Everton, we had this kind of rebound in form a little bit with Everton. Calvert-Lewin coming back into the squad. They go travel to Bournemouth this weekend, who just seems to be surprising people, getting a lot more goals in than I expected. How do you see this one? We got a 31% draw, 50% Everton here through ESPN, where we do all of our picks. But what are you guys thinking for this one?
I would say Everton because Bournemouth have blew two goal leads 2 weeks in a row. So just relegated.
It's so surprising that they even scored 2 goals.
I know we have been so high on Bournemouth and then down and then high again, and just it seems like they need to be exiled. You know, they're on the island with the Las Vegas Raiders. They just to me, I think Everton are starting to play better like we thought they would. Calvert-Lewin coming back just changed his team completely. I agree. I think Everton win this game.
Even though Bournemouth can still score a few goals, I think. Philip Billing, Solanke, all that kind of players. They have pretty good attacking, but their defense is just pathetic.
Yeah.
Yes, even with Solanke, we've seen him bounce around top 6 clubs, coming through the Chelsea Academy, going to Liverpool for a bit, then ending up in Bournemouth, getting relegated, getting promoted again. He just didn't seem, he scored I think around 30% of their goals in the championship last season. And I just didn't think he would be producing as much, but the build-up play, the combination play, and the goals that he's getting way far exceeded my expectations. Everton lost 2-0 to Leicester last time out as Leicester looked to climb out of the relegation zone. And I actually have a draw on this one. You guys both have an Everton win, so we will go with that unless I can persuade one of you to join me with a draw there away on the South Coast. No chance for Bournemouth in this one from both of you. They have been exiled. All right, exiled they are. Frank Lampard back to winning ways there with Everton. Southampton travel to Liverpool. Is Liverpool going to be good? Are they going to be bad? Are they going to lose in the Carabao Cup? No, they won on penalties to Derby. What are they going to do in this one to Southampton on the weekend?
Honestly, I don't know what to make of Liverpool. I mean, last week against Tottenham, I don't think they really beat Tottenham. They definitely, they benefited from a few mistakes. One really, really bad mistake. It's just, but they played well, but they didn't do anything really to win. We gifted them a goal. Even the first goal was, in my eyes, was gifted to them as well.
Even though the passing was doing pretty good, the passing for the first goal was pretty good.
Yeah, I just think that Liverpool is better than Southampton, but they went to penalties against Derby today. So, and we would say they're better.
It was basically their C team, not even their B team. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, I think just purely off of roster, Liverpool win this game.
Maybe like a goal or two goals they scrape through. Probably.
Yeah. So even, we said here so many times here on the webcast, the managerial bounce that you get when you fire your manager. Hasenhüttl is now out as Southampton manager after that 4-1 thrashing to Newcastle last time out. Are they going to get a little bit of energy, a little bit of a boost, do you think, going into Anfield and make it closer? Or is it just all 3 points Liverpool?
I still think they're going to lose, but not by a lot.
Yeah, I think they'll get the boost, but I think Liverpool's gonna shut that down.
1-0.
I think Liverpool kind of just calm that mood down.
All right, let's go. Liverpool, all 3 points, but quick from both of you. Are Liverpool back? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
50-50.
50-50. Wow, 50-50.
I'll wait until their front line, their injuries that are coming back. So Jota, Diaz, they're hurt. And Nunez is still settling in, so give them time. I still think they're going to make top 4, to be honest.
Oh, there we go. Well, it must be nice on your high horse atop the table to figure out who's going to be finishing below you, but there you go. Crystal Palace with a great win against West Ham, a 94th minute winner there for Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest throwing away two just seems to always draw 2-2 at home. That's just the way it goes. They are home in this one. We are big fans of Patrick Vieira here. Are we thinking that Crystal Palace are going to leave the City Ground with any points in this one?
This one, it's kind of difficult to predict because I think Palace, they're a very good away side. They always play well away from home. Like Zaha, Eze, Olise, Edouard, and all these players, they're a pretty good counter-attacking team. But for the Forest side, they have Dean Henderson with the cap.
And with the cap. He's got the cap.
He got superpowers. So I'm more leaning towards a draw, but I won't be surprised if Palace win this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching Zaha play. I think Eze is a great player. I think Olise is becoming a great player. Nottingham Forest have been struggling, and Dean Henderson, with the superpowers he may have, I just don't know that he can stop the 14 shots on target he's gonna face, I think, in this game. I mean, I think it's just gonna be a lot of Palace attacking, and I think they'll score. And I think that Nottingham Forest won't be able to.
All right, so we got a draw and a Palace win. So I'm going to join you, Doug, with a Palace win on this one. Despite my love for Dean Henderson, it is true. But I'm going to have to go with Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace to kind of hold Nottingham Forest. And the goal, Forest let up goals at home for some reason, despite those performances. Even that game, the first home game against West Ham, they should have conceded 7 goals in that game, and somehow the crossbar helped them through that one. So I like Crystal Palace in this one. We know what they can bring defensively. A great win there against West Ham last time out. I think they ride the momentum. Another team riding momentum is Leeds. 2 wins on the bounce for them after a thrilling 4-3 win last time out. Doug, Tottenham, you've mentioned it many times before on this show. They start off slow. They invite pressure, even at home. They invite pressure to anybody and everybody, whether you're a top 6 or not a top 6. If you're playing well, if you're not, you are home in this one. Do you feel like that's going to be the same story? And then if so, do you think you'll have enough to kind of come back against a Leeds team who have won 2 in a row?
It's absolutely going to be the same story. That's Tottenham this year. That's period. That's all we do. We did start off better against Liverpool, but we had one catastrophic mistake that let them go up 2-0, and it's against Liverpool. So it's just really hard to come back. I mean, honestly, I feel that we should have gotten another goal in that game. I think we deserved another goal to at least tie, but it didn't work out that way because that's why you play the games. It doesn't always work in your favor. That's why West Ham lost against Nottingham Forest. They should have won that game. I just, I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that we have an extraordinarily long injury list. We have 5 of our best 6 players, injured or were injured at some point. Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, Højbjerg's battling injury, Romero's battling injury. I mean, we have so many injuries, but it doesn't excuse the lack of effort that we play, that we just showcase in the first half of every game. It doesn't make sense. Conte says he doesn't know why it happens. He's trying not to, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But what does matter is the fact that Kulusevski is back. And as soon as he came on, 5 minutes into the game, or 5 minutes into coming in, perfect ball to Kane. Kane scores. Back to good old Tottenham ways with Kulusevski on the field. I think he plays in this game, and I think that we beat Leeds purely on the fact that Kulusevski plays.
Kane is
all right, Kevin.
Kane is not even your main guy anymore, right?
No, he's not.
Kevin, you gonna allow 3 points to go to Tottenham Hotspur in this one, or are you going with Leeds?
Leeds, move on.
Leeds.
But putting all the Tottenham hate aside, I still think Tottenham is gonna win by having a better second half than first half, just like they did for the past few games.
Yeah.
And Marseille, they should have lost.
Absolutely.
So, and they played better against Liverpool in their second half. So same thing. So
yeah, we've had no reason to win some of these games that we've won this season. Like there's just no reason we should have won those games.
Or drew.
Whatever.
I'm still bitter.
Right?
Bitter. Yes. I will never be bitter, but I agree with both of you guys. I think Tottenham take all 3 points against Leeds, despite the good bounce back form there from Jesse March's men. I have all 3 points for Tottenham. Leicester City also on the bounce upwards, 4 wins now on the season after their terrible start. They look like they are coming back to life. They will now take on West Ham, who've kind of been hot and cold a little bit, losing last week. You have them rebounding. They're home at the London Stadium this week.
This one, it's kind of difficult to call, just like last week's game between Leicester and Everton. Leicester is kind of on the up, and as you said, West Ham is like up and down, like a yo-yo. This one, I would say more like a draw. But if it's not a draw, it's going to be Leicester winning it, I would say, because West Ham is really struggling to score goals. Like Scamacca, Antonio, and Bowen, they're not firing at all for some reason.
Yeah, completely different than last season.
Yeah.
Where Bowen couldn't be stopped. And Antonio in the first half of the season, all he did was scoring goals. And everybody was thinking, oh, he's going to break the record for West Ham goals in history, all this. And then he just fell off. He fell off a cliff in the second half of the season, but Bowen picked it up and kept going. So it was working. But I agree. I don't think they can score much. But I think defensively, maybe they can stop Leicester from scoring enough. I think maybe a draw, but I do agree. If there is a winner, it will be Leicester.
Like James Maddison.
Exactly. James Maddison. That's it. James Maddison. Yeah. He needs to start for England. He needs to, because he's playing out of his mind right now. He is single-handedly carrying this team. And
but he's not. Yep. He's still not going to Qatar, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean.
It's a shame.
Not only does he need to make the team, he needs to start for that team, but he's not even going. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, better than Mason Mount, right, Adam?
Yeah. I have, actually, I have a side wager about Mason Mount in the World Cup, but we will get to that when we cover Group B here on the webcast. So stay tuned for that content. We are going to go through England, Iran, the U.S., and Wales and break down that group and give you everything you need to know for the U.S. as they release their roster today. No Ricardo Pepi and no Zach Steffen. Interesting choices there by Greg Ballhalter, but we will get into it. I agree with you guys as you clicked here, a draw in this one, but if there is a winner, I would go with Leicester, but I do like West Ham at home. I just feel like at any given day at home, the crowd and that team just gets a little bit of an energy boost. It seems like not the same as it was when it's at Upton Park, fear the bubble. But in this case, I think a draw is a good result between these two. A draw would be beautiful for Chelsea going away to St. James's Park because we can never win in St. James's Park. I don't think Jose Mourinho personally has ever won or at St. James's Park, and then he just left that on Chelsea for the rest of our career. And we just can't win. It would be interesting to see. Chelsea lost out to City of the Carabao Cup today. Obviously, a 1-0 loss at the Bridge against Arsenal. 2 losses on the bounce for Chelsea. Played with a back four against Arsenal. The best I've seen us play at a back four. We just couldn't defend a corner kick, which is, guess what it is. But whatever. We'll see what Graham Potter goes with going into the weekend, especially after a massive amount of changes for the game in the Carabao Cup today. Do you guys give Chelsea any chance against Almiron, who has scored in 7 straight for Newcastle there at St. James's Park?
Yeah, Kevin and I had it right saying that Chelsea need to play a back four. That's what gets the best team on the field is if they play a back four. I know they suck, but they need to figure it out. I have no problem saying Chelsea.
I've already figured it out. I watched the game. I was happy with the back four, and I've already figured it out. We just need to loan out Cucurella, Sterling, and Havertz, and then we're fine. Just send them on loan. Let them play for someone else for the rest of the season. Loan them out in January. Let them play for 6 months somewhere else, and then let them figure out their life. Probably. Join Zach Steffen there on Middlesbrough, and then they can come back, and then we could reset in the summer because playing them for some reason has destroyed our entire team. And I don't know. I said I wasn't going to rant today, so I'm going to leave it at that. What do we got? Chelsea, Newcastle.
I think because you guys are playing so poorly, you do have some injuries. I think Newcastle will win this game because they are on fire. And if they weren't on fire like they are, I think it would be much closer and Chelsea would probably win. But Newcastle it's incredible. They only have 1 loss on the season. And they're beating teams that they shouldn't beat on a regular basis.
Yeah, and the game that they lost was like the extra time against Liverpool. So you can't really say that they lost that game.
Right.
So it was very iffy, I would say, for that game that they lost. And their defense is like one of the best.
Yeah, 10 goals for in their last 3 games and only 2 goals against going into good. This one in the Premier League. The
joint best defense in the league with, someone else at the top, right?
Yeah, Manchester City. So who do you got in this one here, Kevin?
For me, I would say Newcastle win just because of the form.
Yeah, I think we can't go against that, especially seems like everyone is joining in on the scoring at this time. 10 goals in 3 games. Joint defense with Arsenal. Okay, I'll give it to you. Joint best defense in the Premier League with Arsenal there. And rightfully
Arsenal has a good defense because they just don't give up the ball. Let's talk facts, okay?
Or they have Saliba.
Well, he is good.
And Ben White playing right back has been a revelation.
Benjamin, not Ben. It's Benjamin.
Benjamin. I'm sorry. I should break out my tie too and call him Benjamin. It'll be interesting to see where he plays for England as well as we move on from here. Newcastle get all 3 points, move into Arsenal. Can anyone stop Arsenal, Kevin, at this point? Great win there at the Bridge, which seems to be like a every season trait now. But still 11 wins on the season, back top of the table. I think Diego Costa is actually suspended still for this one with his red card. So luckily for you, no red cards for Arsenal. How do you feel about traveling to Molineux and picking up all 3 points?
Yeah, thank goodness of not having Diego Costa because I'm still having nightmares from like 5-6 years ago from him. Like it's almost the same level as Didier Drogba from like 10 years ago. But this game, I would say an Arsenal win, but I won't be surprised if it's a draw. Just based on the fact that Stuart Atwell is going to be the referee for this game. Like if Like he was the one who screwed Arsenal when Arsenal played City on New Year's Day this year, and I will never forget that game. And he was the one who screwed us over.
Yeah, I mean, you could have definitely done with maybe like what's his name? Oh my gosh, Anthony Taylor, who has definitely been a help to Arsenal in past years, especially against Chelsea. I remember an FA. I remember a
you
perfect
guys just don't let
handball.
anything go, do you?
No, it was a handball.
Hold on tight.
It was a handball. Alexis Sanchez went like this and then scored, and it was offside, and it was a handball. Okay,
Alexis,
I
right?
don't know what you want.
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, mine is only 10 months. Yours is like 6 years or 5 years.
Yeah, my goodness, you guys just hold it on.
I'm not bitter. I am not bitter. I just call them as I see them. But I do see Arsenal 3 points. I do agree, though, at Molyneux especially, it seems like Wolves are kind of a fortress there. They don't score any goals, so it's either going to be 0-0 or an Arsenal win.
But it would be great if Jesus can finally break his goal drought, because it has been like 8 or 9 games without a goal.
Yeah, and he's going to need it because, Doug, no Firmino for Brazil. So do you have Jesus getting catching form in prep for the World Cup here against Wolves?
I do. I think that, well, maybe not the Jesus catching form, but I think Arsenal winning is about as sure as it gets on this. I don't see Wolves scoring.
Yeah,
I just don't, and I don't see Wolves stopping Arsenal from scoring. I think they're too fast, and I think they're too fluid with the. Yeah, I just think that they are going to break them down, and with their speed.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Arsenal stay top of the league. Let's see if they can make it to Christmas. Top of the league. We know what happens when you are top of the league at Christmas. You win the league unless your name is Arsenal. Anyway, Aston Villa. And Newcastle. And Newcastle. There we go. Aston Villa will travel to Brighton. Unai Emery there taking charge with a great fury there. They got Manchester United in the Carabao Cup tomorrow to hold the flag for London, as all 3 London clubs lost in the Carabao Cup today. Hopefully Aston Villa can get a win there. They travel to Brighton. What do you guys see for this one?
For me, I think it's going to be Brighton, just because like Unai Emery, like ever since his Arsenal days, he was not a good away side. So being away in this game, I'm going to pick Brighton, and they have a pretty good form recently as well. Like Trossard and Danny Welbeck, my king. So yeah. I'm picking Brighton on this one.
Did Welbeck ever play under Emery?
I think no. Like the summer that Unai Emery joined, he left. Watford, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, Brighton 3 wins on the bounce. Do you have them another win there, Doug, at home?
I do. I mean, the Unai Emery away is a thing. But I think that Brighton are a really good team. Trossard is unstoppable right now. I think, yes, they lost Graham Potter. They played a few good games and they kind of dipped, but now it seems like they're right back. And I think that they keep their form.
Yep, there we go. I agree with you guys. Brighton, all 3 points there at home against Villa. But I'm excited to see Ollie Watkins getting form there as well. I love watching him play. I think Emery's going to do great things with that attack. Our last pick here in Week 16, Manchester United traveling to Fulham. Fulham moments away from taking points there against Manchester City last time out, only for Erling Haaland to come on and get the winner. Manchester United on decent form, I would say. We will see if Cristiano Ronaldo starts. I guess that determines how they do. What do you guys got United at Fulham?
I got United. I mean, Fulham's a good team. I think it'll be a close game, but I think it's going to be a lot of the same all year for Fulham. They're a decent team. They're a scrappy team, and they're hard to beat, but they're not unbeatable. And I think a lot of teams have shown they really have to go in and play all 90 minutes to beat Fulham. And just like City last week, City's one of the best teams in the league, and they struggled. And granted, they didn't have their best player on the field, but I think United will win this game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But first and foremost, Bernd Leno, what were you doing, man? He should have saved that penalty. He had one job.
Yeah,
And he
that
failed.
would have been incredible if he would have been able to stop that, getting points for Fulham, who would have then been unbeaten in 5 consecutive games. They do play better at home. I have a draw in this one. We'll see if Ronaldo does start again. He was given the captaincy and the starting position last time. They lost 3-1 to Aston Villa. I got a draw. So Kevin, Doug has a United win. I have a draw. What are you selecting for this one? United Fulham.
I would say United win, just because it seems Mitrovic is hurt, and without Mitrovic, I don't think Fulham can survive beating United. And United have a pretty good defense, so I think they're going to concede at all. I mean, United, so I'm picking United to win as well.
All right. Well, there we have it. United, all 3 points there at Craven Cottage. And those are our 10 picks for week 16. We do all of our picks through ESPN.com. So go ahead, make your account and pick along with us as we go for the top ranking. We are 843. We slipped a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully we can rebound and get back to the top as we take our 67-59 record into week 16. We do picks NFL on Tuesday, Premier League on Wednesday, and college football on Friday. Kevin, thank you for joining us on this week's episode here at the WebCast for the Premier League. For all of us here, we will see you on Friday for college football as we will release our top 6 rankings for, week 11 now in college football. It's really heating up as we get to the end of the season. For all of us, I'm Adam, that's Doug, and that's Kevin. We'll see you on Friday.